Hey Lennies and bunny lovers, welcome back. Lorelai here, and today I'm going to be answering one of the web's most asked questions about rabbits, which is why do rabbits thump? Before we get started, please subscribe, give us a like, comment, hit the bell, all of the things, and let's hop right into this video. So I'm sure if you own a rabbit, your rabbit at some point has thumped their little paw on the floor very loudly and caused a ruckus for a number of minutes. Because they don't do it just once, they do it a series of times when they're in this mode. It's important to dissect the origin of thumping before trying to understand why your bunny specifically is thumping, because rabbits have their own language. They are one of the few mammals that are close to humans that do not speak, basically. So the wild European rabbit, of which our domestic rabbits are descendants, live in social groups called warrens. And the warren is a complex yet organized underground tunnel system that functions mostly on a hierarchy. Thumping is very useful for being able to warn all of the rabbits in this warren of any possible threat or danger. And this is one of the most useful mechanisms for rabbits to maintain their survival. I actually think it's genius because unlike other animals who are vocal, this thump is pretty subtle. And so a predator may not even hear the thump themselves. And it gives all the rabbits in the warren a chance to basically flee or hide. In addition to warning others, the thumping also is a way of telling enemies to back off. It's basically a threat. While the thump may sound a little measly to us, to a rabbit, it actually creates very strong seismic vibrations for all the rabbits living underground in the warren. And technically your rabbit thinks you are a rabbit. I know that your rabbit doesn't think that you smell like another rabbit, but they consider you part of their colony, part of their family. They want to protect you, especially if your bunny grooms you and they've grown up around you. And so when they thump, they think they're doing you a favor. They're actually warning you of danger. It can consist of anything. It can be like a sound from outside. It could be a smell. Maybe you're cooking something funny. A guest comes over and the guest smells like a dog. Or it can even be something as simple as you moved something around your house, or you're even wearing a new garment of clothing, maybe a big jacket or something that's very intimidating, something that's like casting a shadow over your rabbit. Your rabbit's gonna get that shadow in their peripheral view, freak out, think it's like a hawk. I mean, this is how their mind works, and they are gonna start thumping. And what you're gonna notice is your rabbit doesn't thump just once, and they don't thump just twice. It's a series of thumps. It's gonna last as long as this situation is going on. I've had Lennon like thump for like a good half hour. Like she just goes on and on every minute, like another thump. The second reason that your rabbit is gonna thump is because they are annoyed. It is a sign of protest. They're basically telling you, no, I don't wanna do this thing, or get away from me, or I hate that you just brushed me, that you just groomed me, whatever it is that they're just annoyed with, that is how they are expressing their grievance to you. Here are some honorable mentions that are less likely to be the reason your rabbit is thumping, but very plausible as well. One, your rabbit wants attention. You know, maybe they want to be fed, or you're not sticking to the schedule, you know, whatever it is, and they're trying to get your attention. And then finally, your rabbit is just scared, okay? So it's interesting because on one hand, the thump can be saying, hey, don't mess with me, right? Which is sort of an act of bravery, an act of courage to stand up to your enemy in that way. But on the other hand, the thump is also saying, I'm actually really scared and I need you to stop doing whatever you're doing. It's basically two sides of the same coin. Your rabbit is in kind of a fight or flight mode, and they're gonna be a little defensive. They're definitely gonna have their guard up. And so the best thing for you to do in this scenario is to comfort your rabbit, console your rabbit, basically caress them, get down on their level. You know, if you have to kind of hold them in your arms, you can try that if your rabbit is not very fidgety. And finally, just taking them out of this environment that is making them thump. So maybe switching them to another room, or, you know, leaving the house for a bit. You know, maybe like construction is going on nearby and it's really, really jarring and it's going to be going on all day. In that case, you want to get your rabbit into a completely different atmosphere, because the last thing that you want is for your bunny to go into stasis, not eat or poop or anything all day because they're too scared to do any of that. You can also try to distract your rabbit a bit, maybe, you know, pull out some toys, maybe turn on the TV, play a little bit of classical music, bring in some other scents that they might like, maybe some like rose petals, chamomile, different herb mixtures. Regardless, you'll be able to tell a little bit what side of the spectrum your rabbit is falling on, because if they seem a little more confident and they're thumping because, you know, they're not getting a treat or whatever, then you kind of know, okay, this has nothing to do with them being scared. But if you see them just kind of hunched over, upright ears because they're really like listening to everything, dilated pupils, then you know, okay, my rabbit is not in a good headspace right now. What can I do for them? Another example is like if you keep your rabbit in a pen or a cage or some kind of enclosure and they want to get out, right? And so they're either rattling the cage bars, they're thumping. Again, this is part of a protest. This is kind of them trying to get your attention and saying, hey, get me out of here right now. Now, seldom, but still possible, a rabbit will thump if they're injured or in pain. And it depends on the severity of the injury. Obviously, if the rabbit is in like excruciating pain, they're not gonna have it in them to be thumping. But if it's more of a mild pain, the thump can indicate, hey, something's not right with my body. All right, guys, so that's it for why rabbits thump. It actually was not as simple as you might have thought, right? Let me know in the comments below what you do for your bunny when they thump, okay? We'll see you all soon. Mwah.